Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. Hope you enjoyed that intro from one of nmspy's replays that he sent in to me. Today we're going to be talking about, well, just kind of what's going on with the channel. The big thing, I guess, is that we're getting toward 1,000 subscribers, which is just ridiculous. And you've heard me talk about this before. Subscriber count isn't one of the things that I really focus on with the channel. It kind of caught me by surprise that we're getting up to 1,000, but it does mean that we're a real legit YouTube channel now, and that's pretty crazy because of how amateur I am. Why are you people here? But here is a BF 109. I think it's a K or a G, not sure, but he's really cutting into me here as you get to see what is a rather interesting series of dogfights in the A2D, where we definitely start at a disadvantage. And I'm not saying that we do great things here, but I think you'll find this maneuvering interesting, considering the type of aircraft that the A2D is. I've been playing my 6-7 Americans, and oh my gosh, the American 6-7 lineup, especially with the premium vehicles, is just absolutely ridiculous. It's so fun, it's so reliable, it's so competitive, and it's vast. It's absolutely Brogdingnegian. America has a fantastic 6-7. Compare that with USSR, which you rarely see. They have a few, as in I think 2 6-7 vehicles in their entire lineup, maybe 3 or 4 if you count premiums. It's pretty ridiculous. But America could have even more 6-7s if they wanted to. There's vehicles that could probably fit there. It's pretty crazy, and I guess that's what you get when you have so many different things that your country was working on. But that's probably a topic for another time. What's been going on with me lately? I'm so glad you asked. I continue to do the youth pastor thing at the church that I go to. I love teaching kids. It's really a fun experience for me. I love to teach anybody, which is something you'll probably notice the more you deal with me on the channel. Is I just love sharing how things work and what I've noticed about them, and informing all of you, whoever happens to be listening. And when it comes to the ways of the Lord and the things of the Bible, oh man, you really want to see my tail wag? You just asked me about the Lord Jesus and the things of the Bible. I'm a huge, we'll say nerd. When it comes to that, I think nerd is exactly the word, actually. As we almost get some hits on an ME262. Again, the A2D just has some very nice properties in the game. So I've been teaching a class at my church on Wednesday nights and Sunday regular church times, and I absolutely love that. I'm honestly not a good youth pastor. I don't do I don't do any activities outside of teaching classes, other than the martial arts class that I teach for free at my church to one person. It is open to more people, but my buddy Daniel is the only one who has consistently showed interest and showed up to the class, and I am just really proud of the progress he's made. Yes, I am a karate teacher that has a Daniel-san as a student. He's a great kid, and I gotta say that I am much more proud of my student Daniel's character as a young man than I am of Hollywood Daniel. I feel like the Karate Kid from the Karate Kid movies is a sort of, we'll say, average Hollywood American, but not the best moral example for anyone. Not terrible, just not outstanding in any way. But that kid that I teach, he's a good kid. Good young man, actually. Jeez, it's crazy these kids are growing up. And speaking of, I have absolutely delighted in engaging with you guys on the Discord. I really feel like that is the fruit of running this YouTube channel, is that I get to make friends with you guys and talk with you and share life, and the Discord has been the number one place for me to do that. I'm finally getting, like, I don't want to say paid for doing this, because I don't ask anybody for anything, and I don't monetize anything, not because I feel like there's anything wrong with that. I think the monetization system that YouTube offers is a great opportunity for people, even if it's not the most well-curated experience. I just don't want to hassle with it. I don't want to deal with the emotional ups and downs and the planning and the tax information and all of that stuff of actually making money on the internet. I just want to make videos and connect with people, but at the same time, a few of you who are aware of this channel have been incredibly generous. I'm still going to mention again Screezilla, who's another YouTuber who I like his style, and I saw him around before, and I watched a couple of his videos, and he found me somehow, and we had a little bit of contact, and then he just gave me a fantastic graphics card. Yes, I haven't put it into my PC yet, and yes, I also plan on actually doing that soon. Your boy got no time. I'm so busy lately, and I just don't want to stop doing all these exciting things that I've been doing lately, in order to break open my PC and put in this fantastic piece of hardware that Screezilla so generously donated to me. So that makes a huge difference, because again, I literally go out and mow lawns for gaming money. So any money that I spend on my computer, any money that I spend on War Thunder, I go and I actually work a side job, as it were, to pay for those things. And the fact that someone would just give me something, I would never ask any of you guys for anything. I really don't need donations. It's not what I'm looking for, but it blows my mind when people do that for me, because if I spend less time going out and mowing lawns for computer money and for gaming money, then it also means that I can stay at home and spend more time playing games, which is kind of my crack. It's not always a good thing, but praise the Lord that there's actually a positive result of my addiction, my dependency on video games, to even out my life, which is a cycle that began in my youth in the cold, frozen wastes of Alaska amidst domestic turmoil, where the electronic means of entertainment were both very accessible and a very helpful release from... Whoa! Speaking of release, did you see that F8F drop his bomb, which then collided with our cannon rounds out of the dough? The bomb exploded, as you do in 1.89, and it blew up the F8F. Now, unfortunately, even though I'm the one that detonated his bomb, and his bomb killed him, it still counted for him as a self-kill. So it counted as a crash, which I think that Gaijin should have implemented the ability for Ordnance to register who caused it to explode, me, and credit the kill to the person that caused that ordnance to explode, me. But I mean, I'm used to getting robbed of kill credit by War Thunder, and so to have a new mechanic not give me the credit that I feel I deserve, I'm kind of over it. I just want to play the game, and I thought that was an epic gamer moment. I hope you guys watched up to that point to see that happen. Go ahead and rewind if you didn't. It's rewind time. That's okay. That's getting obnoxious. So, I have been doing my usual youth pastor thing. I've been getting a few people have been very generous and have given me the things that really bless me as an amateur YouTuber. And I'm still speaking to you on the microphone that my friend gave to me here. We're in the AH-1Z Viper. This is actually the first time I've taken the AH-1Z into competitive matches after I unlocked it months ago. I just ground through literally millions of RP back when helicopters were at their most expensive in terms of RP, before they were reduced in cost, when each one was over 300 RP. Yeah, I am a crazy person. Nice to meet you. And after literally grinding through millions of RP, using all these boosters and playing for hour after hour after hour in the AH-1G, which had a talisman, running on premium time, lots and lots of time. I unlocked the Viper, I gold my way to AAMs, and I just leave it sitting in the hangar. So this is a look at my first few battles in the AB Enduring Confrontation helicopter mode, which has seen significant and continual improvements. It really is turning into, by far, the most fun way to play any helicopter in the game, with the caveat that it is the only fun place to play helicopters in the game, because Tank RB is complete bullshit. And that has to do with the anti-aircraft that's available to every enemy team. If you're in an American helicopter, there's just nothing you can do. Those missiles can target you from anywhere, and they're much faster than you. So you either just do everything you can in the 3 seconds you have to live, if you can even get off the helipad, which is the only place you can spawn. Now, when helicopters first came to the game, you could spawn on the airfield, way back at the airfield on where aircraft can spawn, fixed-wing aircraft. Why is that ability taken away? There's literally no reason to take that from us, to take away from us a place on the map where helicopters can spawn and not be within SAM range. And I'm not ranting here. I just legitimately don't understand why that was changed to where the only place helicopters can spawn is the helipad, which on many maps, because they weren't designed in mind of SAM missiles that can traverse the entire length from the enemy spawn point to your helicopter pad, which is often out in the open, so it has no cover. So all that is to say, if you can even get off the helipad in a helicopter in Tank RB, there's still not really anything you can do. All you can do is take cover and wait until you can peek out and get shot in the face by a SAM. So there's definitely, it's not a good place to be right now for helicopters. So we're playing AB Enduring Confrontation, which is the only game mode specifically for helicopters and nothing else, and it is a well-formed game mode at this point. I had a lot of fun. The Viper, the AH-1Z, is clearly, even though I haven't played a lot of other helicopters, again, grinding through the entire American tree almost exclusively with the AH-1G, with which I had a much better experience than the Huey XM30, with which I unlocked American helicopters, and with which I'm also fairly well satisfied. The Huey has a really, really bad flight model, as do many of the helicopters. The helicopter flight models are still definitely something that needs work, but the Viper is very flyable, although this turned into a helicopter video, didn't it? Oh, whatever, you guys know what I'm doing. I'm getting blessed by you guys. I'm living life to the fullest. I've been very busy lately, with a whole lot of extra things that I just decide to do. As you know, it's my decision to do these things. I don't get paid for like anything, so I really appreciate anytime somebody just blesses me by giving me something that I can use. And again, if I wanted money from you guys, I would just monetize my videos. So don't feel like I want anything from you guys. I really don't. Which makes it it really makes me feel amazing when you guys are like, I love what you're doing. Here's the thing. Now, anyway, don't give me things, but when you do, I freaking love it. I love you guys. Anyway, I've rambled, haven't I? You rambled, sir. You rambled. The Mi-24K, by the way, has a system that passively disrupts thermal targeting systems to where my very awesome super OP Sidewinder missiles that I have on the AH-1Z X2, each one of those you see on the wingtips there, my little stub wings as they're called. Stub wing, that was my high school nickname. They get disrupted in their tracking, and it seems to be essentially 100% effective. I've never hit one of those Mi-24s with a heat missile, even though I can lock on, infrared missile, even though I can lock on, the missile just doesn't track properly and actually prematurely detonates. Swear it never happens to me, but it happens to my AIM-9Es, I think they're called. Anyway, no, AIM-9L, I think. Whatever. You know, I don't. But the Viper still has the best mobility when compared with any of the Soviet choppers. There might be some of the... I think one of the French choppers has similar mobility to the Viper, but less overall power, and also a lot lighter weapons loadout, as well as much less survivability. And you can actually hear me locking on as I haven't even spawned yet in my helicopter. And look at that, I get this weird lock and I actually launch a missile as I try to accelerate off the launch pad. So that's a thing. But even in a case where you can't get the instant kill with your heat-seeking missiles, which is going to be the case most of the time with the Viper, even against most other helicopters that have things like flares, you can use them at short range, like you see me doing here, and that guy's already dead, but I can still pick up the kill assist, which is kind of cool, by dropping a missile on him, and that wouldn't have given the person enough time to see a lock indicator. So if you're inside a kilometer, there's really not much they can do, especially with how fast those missiles fly. But if you do manage to throw flares, or if they're an Mi-24, whichever one it is, you see this guy popping flares aggressively. He was really quick with those flares. He must be an experienced helicopter pilot. Even if that doesn't work, the ATGMs are actually very capable inside of around 2 kilometers and shy of about half a kilometer. After that, they're more difficult to guide to the target, and other weapon systems are better for the job. The cannon, using stock rounds and without the weapon maintenance, is a little bit less reliable, but you can spray and pray, and a few good hits is enough to kill most choppers. And if you also want to bring rockets, I have been very successful with using rockets to hit enemy helicopters as far as 1 kilometer out, and they can fly much further than that. And of course, any rocket hit is going to kill any helicopter. So that is all a possibility. Anyway, these are the things I'm looking into now. I'm kind of excited for where my own progress in the game is going, and I don't really have anything I'm specifically going for, but I've had a lot of fun just flying out the Viper for the first time ever after all this time. Anyway, guys, I'm sure we'll have more to talk about in the future, and I look forward to sharing all of that with you. And again, come to the Discord. It's a great group of people, and there's lots of interesting things to see there. I got more to share with you guys, but I guess I'll do that in another video. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.